What up, Internet? Welcome back to another episode of I F'd a book and I liked it. Where F, of course, stands for finished, and I, of course, mean I DNF'd a book because I hated it so much. We're talking about In Memory of Memory, written by Maria Stepanova, translated from the Russian by Sasha Dugdale, and shortlisted for the International Booker Prize of 2021. I just got back from a week-long vacation in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, also known as the uncontrollable syphilis of the Southeast. Make no connection to that last statement with why my beard no longer exists on my face. We'll all do better if we just don't go there. Before leaving for Myrtle Beach, which is 66 miles south of us, we asked our friends, hey, what should we do down there? Besides a handful of concerned looks, one person said, just make sure you have all your shots. And they weren't talking about COVID vaccines. Despite this advice, we decided to head south to Myrtle Beach, also known as the disastrous acne of the Confederate States of America. None of this, of course, has anything to do with why I hated In Memory of Memory so much. My first encounter with the book was in the form of PDF, which of course I hate and despise. I like books. I like holding books and smelling books, feeling books in my hands, dog-earing pages, flipping back and forth between excerpts that I like, underlining shit that means something to me. I like to feel the breeze of the pages as they flap in my face the way a mutant seagull attempts to flap above the polluted surf of that gem of the East Coast, Myrtle Beach. And so, despite the fact that I already had a PDF of the book, after 30 pages of reading, I decided to order a copy from Jeff Bezos, aka Amazon, the bookseller of the internet. The first 30 to 40 pages of the book felt like the beautiful laying of a foundation to an architectural phenomenon, a wonder among wonders. It felt like the character development that you crave. It felt like the glimpses of humanity that you're longing for when you go to search for your own soul represented in the pages of literature. And that's why I shelled out the $16 for this baby. I was excited when it arrived and I realized just how beautiful it was and just how good a decision I had made. This could be a book I pass on to my children. This could be a book that I record on CDs, myself reading to them, that they'll never listen to because CD players will be vintage by then. And many of you are saying they already are vintage. And I agree, because I have nothing in my home that can actually play a CD. Despite all this, I was excited when it arrived, because look how beautiful this cover is. Matte finish, a beautiful abstract visual of the concept of degrading memory. The spine was beautiful. Look at that spine. I'll scratch your back, honey. Cover designed by Oliver Monday. With a name like Monday, it can't go wrong. You open the book, the first thing you see is a quote from Lewis Carroll from Alice in Wonderland. And what is the use of a book, thought Alice, without pictures or conversations? Okay, Maria Stepanova, you start to realize reading it in this format is so much better than reading it as a PDF or an ebook. Then I continued reading, and slowly the illusion began to reveal itself as an illusion. This isn't a story at all. And Maria Stepanova isn't introducing me to a complex human figure. She's brain dumping all of her pretentious thoughts about memory and cameras and photographs and aging. Here's the truth. I started to read the book and then I started to hate the book. And I decided I'm going to press through so I can review this book for my viewers. I'm going to read this whole thing. And the more I read, the more agonizing it became. Kind of like Tuesday morning in Myrtle Beach when you're staying till Saturday morning. You start to realize, what have I done? Anytime my son goes to dig to make a sandcastle, he's digging up cigarette butts. This is what it feels like to read In Memory of Memory. Every shovelful has a cigarette butt in it. Every shovelful is regret. The book is so beautiful physically. I mean, this is the kind of book you want to swim in the surf of Myrtle Beach with. And that's a little bit what happened when the spine got wet. It's like trudging through a swamp. It's like the Oregon Trail. And all of your family dies of dysentery. There's so many reasons this was an agonizing book to read, but the main reason is it just wouldn't end. And so I ended it for it. I decided life is too short to keep reading in memory of memory. Life is too short to continue to humor Maria Stepanova. Life is too short to look Sasha Dugdale in the eye and say, you hitched your wagon to the right horse. The first 30 or 40 pages felt like what I was wanting Avni Doshi to do with Burnt Sugar. Give us an expose of memory and the fragility of memory and our mind's capability of maintaining with integrity and with fidelity memories of our life, and show us the impact that degrading memory has upon we as individual humans and our relationships. That felt like what Maria Stepanova was giving us, and then she just turned a corner and gave us all this stream of consciousness. Just whatever came to her mind, she actually typed it out. Poor Sasha Dugdale had to translate it all. I'm going to make sure I have all my shots before I attempt to read this thing again. And just as Myrtle Beach is the scourge of the East Coast and perhaps even of America, this is the skin-crawling rash of the 2021 International Booker Prize shortlist. It's death by 1,000 cuts.